Good morning, children. Hope all of you are fine. Here I am going to take 6th standard SST Lesson 1 History. Lesson name: What is history? What is history? History is a record of past events in chronological order. The term history has been derived from Greek word historia, which means learning by inquiry. Okay, now you have one doubt. What is chronological order? Chronological order means according to year or age. Historians, they are arranging the events, past events in according to year or age. So it is known as chronology. Time in history is calculated in year using BC AD. We know the same 500 BC or 1973 AD, like that way. How we are calculating the year? BC means before Christ or before common era, and AD means Anno Domini or common era. Here one chart is there, how historians they are calculating the year. 200 BCE, 2500 BCE, 2000 BCE, 1500 BCE, 1000. So this year is moving reverse way. So AD only moving in upward, means 500, 1000, 1500, 2000, 2500, like that way. For the purpose of studying history, historians divided history into chronological order. Together we are studying means we can't able to understand the time. So for the purpose of studying, historians divided the history into year-wise, that is chronological order. Who is known as historians? Now you have one doubt, isn't it? A person who excelled in history. Means excel for you, it's a new word, being especially good at or proficient in activity or subject. Those who are well versed in history, that person is known as historians. Okay, in this lesson, mother and daughter talking about history. It's a conversation method lesson only. So here, one mother and daughter, they are talking together. Means mother is asking question, daughter again answering the question, again daughter asking question and mother answering. Okay, they are discussing about the family history. From where we are getting our family history, our ancestor name? Ancestor, you know, our forefathers, grandparents, great-grandparents and above them. Okay, for that we are depending our grandparents. If you want to know our great-grandparents means we can ask to our grandparents. So like that way. And some family records, diaries, some materials, pens or reeds, like that way things. Historians also searching the sources of information for better understanding. Historians divided history into two: prehistoric and historic period. Together historians are explaining the history, means for us bore only. So what they are doing? They are dividing history according to age, that is prehistoric and historic period. Then again between these two another period also there, that is known as proto-history. Okay, between this prehistory and historic period, one more year is there, one more period is there, that is proto-history. Okay, before going to prehistory, prehistoric period and historic period, we want to know what is proto-history. What is Proto-history, the period for which records in writings are available but not yet deciphered is called proto-history. Means that periods we have some written records but historians can't able to read because of the difficulty of the language or difficulty of the symbols, like that way they can't able to describe the same. So this period is known as proto-history. Deciphered means difficult to understand. What do you know about the prehistoric period? The period between the use of first stone tools and the invention of writing system is prehistoric period. Stone tools, excavated materials and rock painting are the major sources of prehistory. Then we are getting information from the stone tools excavated all over India and Tamil Nadu. Then what are stone tools? You know the same. What is stone? Stone tools. The tools made with stone. Early man used sharp stones for hunting and other purposes. Many stone tools are excavated from different parts of India. In Tamil Nadu, Adirambakam, Ariyallur, Peramballur, Adichanallur are the prehistoric sites. From all these sites, they are excavating many stone tools that is used by the prehistoric man. What are rock paintings? In ancient period, the people live in caves used to draw paintings in rocks called rock painting. We know the same. Prehistoric period, man led a life of nomadic life only. They have no homes. They are living inside the caves and under the tree. During the rainy season and all, they are make shelter inside the rock, inside the caves. So they might have wished to record the activities through this painting. We can see many stone tools and rock painting in museum. From museum, public are gaining knowledge about the historic period and the activities of prehistoric man. When we are visiting museum, we can see the same different types of stone tools, then rock paintings, pictures and everything, they are exhibited there. Museum inspires students to wonder and imagine beyond what they know, that spark creative moments. Okay, next we are going to discuss the topic sources of history. Usually, historians depend various sources to frame history. We are thinking that from where these historians they are collecting the sources. So the historians divided the sources into two: archaeological and literary. Archaeological sources are coins, artifacts, inscription and monuments. Literary sources are secular literature and religious literature. Okay, we can go through one by one. First one, coins. Coins, we all of us more familiar only. Coins are valuable sources of information. Coins tells the prosperity of the kingdom. The coins are made up with gold or silver, means the country became more rich. It is using in common copper or some other materials, means the prosperity or the richness of the country became very less. Like that way, historian has to find out the prosperity of the kingdom. The study of coin known as numismatics. Second one, artifacts. An artifact is something made or given shape by man, such as tools or work of art. For example, pottery, toys, ornaments, etc. Ancestors did not live in safe environment like us. They might have been chance to wild animals entering. Already I told you, our ancestors, they are living a nomadic life. What is the meaning of nomadic life? They have no permanent home. They have no settled life. They are moving one place to another for food and shelter. But they realized that dogs could help them to prevent the entry of such dangerous animals by its sniffing skill. Hence, they started domesticating dogs for their protection and hunting activity. So, the first domesticated animal, dog. This information we get from different sources. So, archaeological and literary sources play a vital role in constructing and reconstructing history. Next, importance of historical research. From where we are getting this information? Historians, they are collecting the information, then they are making research. For historical research, I am going to introduce you small case study. The most famous ruler of ancient India was Emperor Ashoka. It was during his period that Buddhism spread to different parts of Asia. Ashoka gave up for after seeing many people grieving death after the Kalinga War. He embraced Buddhism and then devoted his life to spread message of peace and dharma. His service for the cause of public good was exemplary. He was the first ruler to give up war after victory. He was the first to build hospital for animal. He was the first to lay roads. Ashoka Chakra with 24 spokes in our national flag was taken from Saranath pillar of Ashoka. Even though Emperor Ashoka was great, his greatness had been unknown until 19th century. The material evidences provided by William Jones, James Prinsep and Alexander Cunningham reveal the greatness of Emperor Ashoka. Based on these accounts, Charles Allen wrote a book titled The Search for the India's Lost Emperor, which provide a comprehensive account of Ashoka. Many researches made thereafter brought Ashoka's glorious rule to light. These inscriptions were observed on rocks, Sanchi Stupa and Saranath pillar and helped to understand the greatness of Ashoka to the world. From here, we are getting clear idea about the use of historical researches. In this case study, we can see the same. Still 19th century, there is no studies about Ashoka and his period. But after 19th means during 19th century, some British scholars, some British historians, they are only making interest of the study of Ashoka's life history. Now, one can understand the importance of historical research, but for the effort of scholars, the greatness of Emperor Ashoka would not have come to light. So, historical researches also more important for framing history. Here two assignment for you. What is history? What are the benefit of a museum? Name any two artifacts. Once again, what is history? What are the benefit of museum? Name any two artifacts. One activity. Early man used stone as a weapon. Make an album showing the various types of stone weapons. You can collect pictures, or those who can draw means that person you can draw. Anyway, you have to make an album in scrapbook. Minimum 5 to 7 pictures. Minimum 5 pictures should be there. Then more than 5, that is according to availability of the picture. Okay, thank you.